Hi, I'm Karissa Vacker, and welcome back to Sleep Wave, a podcast where we let waves of relaxation wash over you through original sleep meditations created to help you fall asleep tonight. And don't worry if you don't hear the end of an episode. I encourage you to drift off whenever you're ready. Before we get started on tonight's episode, I'd like to say thank you so much for all of the great ratings and reviews you guys have left us on Apple Podcasts and some of the other networks too. Extra big thanks go to Cassie Bow, who says she's struggled with sleep for as long as she can remember, but since adding Sleep Wave to her routine, she now falls asleep naturally and easily. We're so happy to hear that. So if you too find that sleep has come easier since listening to Sleep Wave, and you've not yet reached out to us, please feel free to let us know and consider subscribing to support the show. You can enjoy ad-free listening, plus have access to 2 bonus episodes a month and my entire back catalog. It really is the best way to find easy sleep every night. The details are in the show notes. Recently, my son has started going on walks with me. Now, this might seem like a small thing, but I love going on walks. Since I was old enough for my parents to let me go out by myself, I have always treasured walks. It was my first experience with a kind of meditation, really. The way my mind quiets as I breathe in the smell of trees and grass, feel the sun on my face and my feet on the ground, is one of my favorite things. I transferred my love of long walks onto Billy, too, and we have had some of our best conversations while walking through the cities we've lived or traveled in, or hiking in nature, or strolling through our neighborhood. Fun fact, we even got engaged on a walk. But when my son took his first steps, he was no longer interested in being pushed in his stroller, and walks became a thing of the past. For the first time in my life, I didn't have the time or availability for that outlet, and so I let it go. But now, a year and a half later, he's strong enough and interested enough to actually go on walks, and I am beside myself with joy. We've been out every evening after dinner this week, and I'm thrilled that he now loves this simple, sweet ritual as much as his parents do. It got me thinking about impermanence. When a shift occurs in my life, I often think, oh, this is the way it is now, and that's it. Some small part of my brain thinks it will be that way forever. It's often easy for me to forget that impermanence is a constant in life, that all things are changing and morphing, and that nothing stays the same. I recently learned that a close friend is going through a divorce, and that rocked me. She and her husband had gotten married around the same time Billy and I did, and they were a couple that just seemed perfectly suited. Again, it made me think about the deep truth of impermanence and how we really never know what's ahead, good or bad. If you're like me and love routine and consistency, you might view impermanence as a scary thing. But meditation is such a great practice for embracing and even getting comfortable with impermanence. In meditation, we focus on our breath in the now. We try to quiet our mind from thinking into the future or the past and just become present. This helps me have gratitude for what I am loving in the moment and peace that what I'm struggling with will one day pass. Get cozy as we prepare to meditate together and drift off into a deep and soothing sleep to Getting Comfortable with Impermanence by Billy Gill. Everyone knows that the nature of the world is impermanence. Still, we behave as though some things will last forever. We procrastinate on important tasks, neglect our health and relationships. We lose sight of long-term goals, thinking that we will get around to them someday, but not today. In the Yoga Sutras, the word for ignorance is avidya. The source of that ignorance is confusion, confusing that which is impermanent for that which is permanent. That confusion, that avidya, is the root cause of suffering. In Sanskrit, the root vid means seeing. It's related to the English words vision and video. Avidya means not seeing. The ignorance or ignore-ance of avidya is that we ignore what is visible to us if we are able to see clearly. Most people make the mistake of thinking that a preoccupation with impermanence is a gloomy pastime. On the contrary, it can be one of the most life-affirming ways of appreciating the blessings in our life in the present moment. It can lead to greater mindfulness and well-being in the present moment. You see, it's not impermanence itself which makes us suffer. What makes us suffer is that we want things to be permanent when they are not. Tonight's sleep meditation emphasizes the wisdom that comes when we understand that impermanence is a feature and not a flaw in our experience. Because of impermanence, we have to make choices about what is truly valuable. If everything were absolutely durable and permanent, why would we need to prioritize or evaluate whether one course of action is better than another? It's even possible that there would be no way to choose a course of action at all in such a scenario. Perhaps you've been in a situation where you find yourself staring blankly at the shelves in a grocery store, overwhelmed by the myriad boxes of cereal, none of which are particularly exciting, yet they all seem perfectly suitable. When every option is equally valid, how could you choose the best option? Impermanence is limitation. Since we are limited beings, we have to make choices about what is the most worthy of our limited time and energy. It's from those choices that we derive value. When we know what we value, we know how to live. Make sure that you are resting comfortably in your bed. Give yourself permission to make any final adjustments to your physical posture, pillow, bedding, etc. There's a fundamental principle in physics called the law of conservation, which refers to certain physical properties remaining constant in a closed system. That means that those properties don't actually disappear, even though they may change form. One example is that in certain chemical reactions, one substance changes form or combines with another to create a new compound, but the total mass in the system remains the same even as it shifts into a new form. This principle points to the fact that impermanence simply means change. Nothing really disappears, but merely transforms. We suffer when we attach to the specific form of an object that we value. We imagine what we truly value is the form itself. What we truly value, however, is something more subtle that exists within us. We value the love that we feel for the other person. We value the pleasure that something brings into our life. We attach ourselves to the form and project the highest value onto that, whose nature is to transform. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, release any tension or worry that you are carrying with you from the day. Again, breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through your mouth, lay down any burdens that you are still carrying. Another consequence of our clinging tendency is that we hold on to stressful thoughts long after they've ceased to be relevant. Once more, breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth and let go of the day. Spend some time breathing in and out at your own pace, focusing on letting go of any worries or tension on each exhale. Through memory and through fantasy, we project ourselves backwards into the past and forward into the future. In reality, we are here, in the now. The past and the future can only exist in our memory or imagination. Even though this is the case, it's possible to become so concerned with the past or future that we miss out on what is really here in our immediate experience of the now. The beauty of impermanence can be found in many of its aspects. It's beautiful that impermanence makes it possible for us to realize the value of what is truly important. Another blessing of impermanence is found in the phrase, "This too shall pass." Imagine yourself sitting by a clear, flowing stream, bathed in the gentle light of the setting sun. As you watch the stream, acknowledge the inevitability of change. Just as the water flows, so too does life, continuously evolving and shifting. Feel your torso rising and falling as you breathe in and out. The gentle rhythm of the lungs sets its own pace as you watch the flow of your inhale and exhale. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. As the breath flows in and out, each breath passes before your conscious awareness. There's no need to cling to the inhale or the exhale. You simply watch the breath flowing before your awareness. Try to see the difficulties and challenges in your life in the same way. Visualize a leaf floating gently into the stream, and imagine that this leaf represents a difficult situation in your life. As you watch the water flowing over the smooth rocks in the stream, see the leaf as the water carries it further and further away. In your mind, you hear the healing wisdom of the phrase, "This too shall pass." Follow the flow of your breath at the level of the navel. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Continue on. Now, shift your focus to moments of joy, happiness, and laughter. See these moments as beautiful flowers that blossom all around you. Eventually, the blossoms fall away. Their petals fall into the stream, and the beautiful moments of our lives are also free to float downstream. These ephemeral moments transform and are never really lost. They awaken their true value within us. The love and beauty and appreciation that they've inspired are more lasting and more eternal than the forms that inspired them. When we embrace the impermanence of all forms, the forms themselves become transparent to the eternal principles they represent. We see through the form and into beauty, awe, and meaning. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Observe your navel rising and falling with each movement of the breath. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Inhale, navel rising. Exhale, navel falling. Now, bring your attention to the center of your chest. Allow your chest to rise and fall with the flow of the breath. Notice the pauses between the breaths and give your breath plenty of time to expand and contract. If you wish to linger at the top of the breath in the pause at the top of the inhale, feel free. If you notice that the breath is reluctant to leave the pause at the bottom of the exhale, linger in the stillness before your exhale transforms into an inhale. Go on. Inhale, chest rising. Exhale, chest falling. Inhale, chest rising. Exhale, chest falling. Inhale, chest rising. Exhale, chest falling. the center of your chest, you feel a warm, gentle light pulsating deep within. At the heart center, this warm glow fills you with gratitude and appreciation for the blessings in your life. Reflect on the beautiful golden moments that have come and gone in your life thus far, that have filled you with a sense of joy, gratitude, and well-being. This warm glow in the center of your chest represents the impressions that those moments have left on your heart. Feel them radiating throughout your entire being. Feel this soft, warm light in the here and now, emanating from the core of your being. These moments have drifted further away in time, but they remain within you and can be accessed in the present moment when you tap into the joy and gratitude that is pulsating in this soothing glow through the whole body. The whole body. The whole body is bathed in this soft, comforting, warming, and healing light. The whole body. The whole body. Whole body. Whole body. Whole body. Whole body. Whole body. The whole body. The whole body. The whole body. Having felt this inner light, release any attachment to the forms that present themselves in life. They are only shadows of a deeper reality that dwells within you. Let come what comes. Let go what goes. See what remains. There is a paradox in embracing impermanence. The more you acknowledge that all forms arise, flourish for a while, and then dissolve, the more you realize that there is something that doesn't change. When we cling to forms, we suffer. It's in letting go of forms that we find a kind of freedom and abiding peace. This is what Jesus meant when he said, "For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it." If we cling too tightly to anything, we have already lost it. In clinging, we secretly understand that it is impermanent, and so we suffer. In releasing, we acknowledge that the nature of the world is change. By letting go, we accept the world as it is, and so we gain the radiance of the present moment. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. As you drift deeper and deeper into sleep, you are floating on the current of the stream. Time is not something to grasp or hold on to. Allow yourself to float on the river of existence and be carried through the world of forms. Each moment that you are mindful of impermanence is an opportunity to awaken to the present moment and the imminent beauty of life. When you do this, you see the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wildflower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Let go. Let go. Let go. Redefine what it means to let go. And let go again. Sleep. Sleep. Sleep.